Did you know that 99% of you aren't subscribed to the channel? We really need to fix that, so consider subscribing to the channel. It'd be very much appreciated, and yeah, back to the video. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to meet a squad full of crackheads. Introducing Kazuma, Aqua, Darkness, and last but not least, Megumin. Alrighty then, let me now explain on how they became a team and also explaining their abilities. Starting off with Kazuma. Kazuma is the group leader of the squad, but before that, he was just a normal 17-year-old boy who was a total shut-in. Unfortunately for Kazuma, his time in the real world didn't last long at all. In the start of the first episode, Kazuma dies from trying to save a girl who was gonna get hit by a truck. Sounds pretty sad, right? Well, something even more tragic happens. So Kazuma did save the girl, but she didn't really need to be saved. The vehicle was a tractor and Kazuma thought it was a truck, so he pushed the girl away and died from shock right after. Kazuma was apparently so terrified that he also pissed himself as well. So he basically died from shock and wasn't even hit by the tractor. A very embarrassing death indeed. But do not worry. Kazuma gets brought to a fantasy world and meets the goddess Aqua. Aqua was laughing about Kazuma's death, but then asked Kazuma to choose a power to bring with him on his journey to defeat the Devil King. To everyone's surprise, Kazuma chooses the goddess herself. Okay, now to explain Kazuma's abilities. Kazuma can use magic spells like making tinder, earth, water, freeze, and use wind breath. These are considered basic spells. He also has a class called Thief, which aids him in stealing items. And finally, his last ability, or rather his ultimate weapon, is his beloved partner, Moving on to the next member, she's the one I mentioned earlier, the goddess Aqua. So you should already know how Aqua joined the team. It was all thanks to Kazuma for bringing her along to the fantasy world. So now, Aqua is a part of the team in hopes that Kazuma can defeat the Devil King, and of course, return back to her normal life. Okay, now to explain Aqua's abilities. If you couldn't really tell from her name, she can summon and control water. She can also heal allies, power up allies, and give blessings to her allies. Another ability Aqua has is Sacred Break Spell, which is a very overpowered spell that can counterspell and also spell the spell, which neutralizes any current spell effects. A very broken spell indeed. But what do you expect? She is a goddess after all. Now, believe it or not, she has a ton more in her arsenal, so let me just name them. God Blow, God Requiem, Turn Undead, and Sacred Turn Undead. Sacred Create Water, Purification, Resurrection, Master Artist, and multiple types of supporting spells. As you can see, Aqua is a very overpowered character, but in the anime, it doesn't always seem that way. Now, would you believe that there is someone who rivals Aqua in being the strongest member of the team? Sounds crazy, right? But she only needs to prove it with one single spell. Yup, you guessed it, the Queen of Explosions, Megumin. Megumin was first introduced when Kazuma and Aqua put out a recruitment poster in hopes of increasing their team's numbers. Luckily for them, the great Megumin appeared and was in search of a team to join. Obviously the team needed more help, so they gladly took Megumin in. But little did they know, Megumin was not your average wizard. Okay, let's explain Megumin's abilities. She's a very intelligent wizard that only uses one single spell. That spell is called... Okay, moving on to the final member of the squad. Her real name is La Latina, but she's more familiarized by the name Darkness. I don't know how, but she somehow manages to be a bit more useless than Kazuma, but her defense is pretty solid. Anyways, Darkness first appeared the same way as Megumin did. She saw the poster and wanted to join Kazuma's team. And sadly, before finding Kazuma's team, other teams didn't want Darkness because she wasn't exactly a good adventurer. As bad of a character she sounds, here's some information on her background. This may or may not change your thoughts on her. Darkness is a royal but wanted a life outside of royalty. So our Crusader was in search of a team to join, and perfectly enough, Kazuma's team was still in search of members. Though I still don't understand why Darkness acts that way, but let's just roll with it. Okay, finally explaining her abilities. Darkness has high strength and clearly some great resistance towards any type of beating coming her way. I guess that's how Crusaders are built, I don't really know, but regardless, she does do her best when it really does matter. So she's a pretty solid team member. And just like that, we are done with the video. If you were to ask my opinion on whether or not you should watch the anime, I would definitely recommend it if you really like comedy and also if you like anime that isn't so serious. But yeah, thanks for watching, I'll see you next week, Spice out.